Okay, class, review set 5B question 2. First of all, you have to get the point of intersection. So you can either use your calculator, graphic calculator, to plot the two graphs and the y2 as 2x minus 5. Okay, you plot, then you find the point of intersection. Yeah. Or you can do it manually. So I do it manually for you to see while you use your graphic calculator. Okay, so I put it to quadratic equation. So I got two intersection point. That is, one is 2, the other one is 5. Correct? Hello? So x equal to 2 and x equal to 5. So that is how I do it manually. So now I integrate 2 to 5. The top curve is the blue one. 2x minus 5. Minus the bottom curve is x squared minus 5x plus 5 dx. So I simplify first before I integrate. So 2x minus 5x, I got 7x. Minus 5 minus another 5, I got minus 10. Then minus x squared dx. So now I integrate. 7x, you integrate, you got 7x squared over 2. Take away, you integrate 10, you got 10x. You integrate x squared, you got x cubed divided by 3. 2 and 5. Okay? So if they ask you to show algebraically, you show. So after they ask you to show algebraically, right? If the question is show algebraically, you do like that. Then what you need to do is you just need to substitute. Then after that, you use your graphic calculator. You don't have to go and calculate it manually like that. I just write down all my substitution. Okay, enough. Then take away, sub with 2. You don't have to calculate this thing. You let your graphic calculator calculate for you by using what? Okay, so from here, I'm not going to use my scientific calculator already. I will use my graphic calculator. Then I get the answer. How I get the answer? I use like that. Integrate 2 to 5. I got my y1, correct? My y2 is on top, correct? So I put y2 minus y1 dx. So the answer I put down here. That's it. But if they say show algebraically, then you have to show all these steps. All this cannot miss. Understand not? If the question say algebraically. Semua ini kena masuk. So if I want you to show algebraically for this style of question, I will give you at least 5 marks. So how to calculate all this value at this step, correct? It's not important. But you have to show your substitution. Do you get me? Kevin?
Yeah.
So like for example, this question, they didn't show algebraically, correct? So as long as I find the intersection point, I write down this one, I give the answer, I got all the full 3 marks. How I give the mark? For this question, correct? You got this right, you will get 1 mark. You got this right, you get 1 mark. Then your answer is correct, you get another mark. So there is 3 marks also. That is how we do the marking. When you come to, you use your graphic calculator, correct? The limit, the right limit that you put, you will get 1 mark. Do you get me? Okay, any other question? Any other question? Yes? Practice set. Can you give me the question? Can I have the question? I don't have, I have a laptop. Do you print out? No. Anyone can get the practice test? Practice 3. Practice what? I don't have the question. My laptop is using the projection already. Practice what? Anyone print out the question? Practice what? Practice 1. Question 2D. Okay, can I have your, what is it all about? Actually, what is it all about? You look at the question. Or you want to explain why this is an overestimate or underestimate, right? Because the area is below the x-axis. Because it's a negative value, so it will become more negative. But the absolute value will be more because of the upper rectangle. You get it? Okay. So practice 2 is like that. Okay, practice 2D because, okay, yesterday I told you, right? If the area is below the x-axis and it involves the turning point, you have to be very careful. Like for example, here is -1, here is negative, here is, here is -2, here is -1. So you see the turning point is here. So the question, the practice 1, question 2D, correct? When I said the question that time, I forgot to put in the absolute value because the area is below the x-axis. So you have to put the absolute value. Yes? Absolute value means you don't care about the sign. So if I put like that, okay, look if I put, this is my y equal to fx. If I say integrate from -2 to 0, fx dx, I definitely will get a value that is less than 0. Why? Yeah, because the area bounded by the curve is below the x-axis. All right, so I will get a less than 0 because the area bounded by the curve is below the x-axis. So if I ask you to draw the upper rectangle, correct? So you look at this case, I will have one upper rectangle here. There is this upper rectangle. Yeah. Then the other upper rectangle, you have to use the turning point here. That is x1. You get me? Still remember, I said if you involve turning point, you have to find the coordinates of the turning point. This definitely will be out in your SAT 3. Okay, so if I find the area of the rectangle, what I need to do is I need to take the absolute value of the y coordinate. Because area cannot be negative. Do you get me? So what I need to do is I have to put -1, then I put f -2 plus f x1. I don't know what is x1, okay? You have to go and find in the question. So this one will become the area, sum of the area of the upper rectangle, of all the upper rectangle. I think this question I forgot to put, okay? But the other test I did do changes. Okay, so that means this value, okay, if I put here as UP, this value, correct? So UP will be greater than absolute value of this. That's called absolute value. Absolute value, that means you don't care about the sign. Understand? That's called absolute value. So if I say absolute value of -5, it means 5. Do you get me? Absolute value of 5 is still 5. Are you clear? So that is the meaning of absolute value. Okay? Can or not?
Miss, one question.
Yes?
I actually don't know how the modulus actually works, like the modulus.
No, modulus is just to tell you it's an absolute value.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That is the meaning of the modulus. So that's why I don't like to read the 2 lines as modulus. I like to read the 2 lines as absolute value. It's just a symbol to tell you that you don't care about the sign. You just take the numerical value.
Oh, okay, okay. Understood, miss.
Can or not?
Yes, miss.
So try not to say modulus. Try to use, you write the 2 line means you are taking the absolute value. Okay or not?
Yes, miss. Understood.
Okay, huh? $3,371. Okay, just put that. Okay, when you integrate FT from what time to what time? You start generating 7:30, is it? 7:03. 7.73. Then stop generating 19.07. Okay, what do you get? 2431. So you say there's not enough for the consumption. So why I say there is enough? Do you see my answer? Yeah. So you see, so if you do like that, when you do like that, correct? You just do the integration like that. Is it? It's not enough for the consumption of the day. Fair. So I'm not saying you are wrong, because so you give a reason, but you see, I say it's enough because I make a consumption. I make an assumption. I make an assumption that the energy used from 0 to 7.7 hour before that is the energy that they get from other day. So that means now I'm talking about integrating from 7.73 to 24. Okay, GT. Okay, what is the answer? Huh? 2127. 2137. Okay, then when I integrate from 7.73 to 19.07, okay, FT dt. So it's 2 different situations. This one I make an assumption. This one you don't make an assumption. So you say, you can tell me that based on this, so there's not enough energy for the day. You see or not? So for this question, we call it an open-ended question because you can make an assumption. You can make an assumption like what I did is because if there's not enough, then how? You don't generate the electricity until 7.73 hours of the day, then where do I get the energy from? So that's why I make the assumption. Do you get me? So there is no right or wrong for this type of question. So you generate 2431. Okay. So that means the extra energy is enough to use for the next day. You see or not? You get what I mean? Okay. So that is how you go. So these are a question. If you just do this way of calculation, you tell me not enough, I also will accept your answer. If you at the beginning you make an assumption already, you assume, then also I will mark you right. So it depends on how you argue out the answer. You get me? Okay. So the rest online, you get me? So both are correct. So how we mark? You make this calculation, I give you 1 mark. Then you say consumption is more than generated. So therefore, not enough energy. You make a conclusion. Okay? No problem. Okay? Okay, any other question? Summary for you. Okay, when you talk about motion in the straight line, motion, so you have to know that if you want to get your ST, you have to integrate your VT. Clear? If you want to get your VT, you have to integrate your AT. So if I give you AT, you want to get ST, correct? Then you have to integrate twice. Can or not? Every time you integrate, you have a function, then you have to put plus C. Then after that, you get your ST, then you also integrate your VT. I call this C1, okay? Then you have another function. So you have to find your C1 first before you continue the other integration. Find C1 first. Okay? Before you continue your that one, then you get a function plus another constant. Then you find your another constant. So that is how you go for motion. Are you clear? So definitely I will give you either VT or AT. This is integration. So you have to know when you study motion in a straight line. So another thing is, I will give you the rate of change graph. Do you get me? So in the application question, definitely one question, I will give you the rate of change graph. Can or not? Okay, Calvin, okay?
Can.
Okay, 5C.3, show that the object traveling with constant acceleration. Okay, Calvin, this one, VT is 32 plus 40, correct? If you want to find acceleration, you have to differentiate your velocity because acceleration is V prime T. Can or not? Hello?
I differentiate already, but then my answer
you
is
differentiate already, you get 4, So it's always 4 meters per second per second. Does it depend on T? Whatever time, correct? If I now draw the graph of AT, Calvin, the graph will look like that. Always 4. So does it change with time? Hello? It doesn't, correct? So that means this shows that the acceleration is always 4 meters per second. So that's why it's a constant. It doesn't depend on time. So you show already. Hello? Okay or not? Kaban, can you hear me?
Okay.
As long as you just get a number means it's a constant already. It doesn't depend on time. So you say the acceleration is always this value. So it is a constant. Can or not? So remember, acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So they give you the acceleration, right? They say the acceleration is 4e to the power negative t over 20. Okay. So they say, show that as t increases, the object approach a limiting velocity. So now you have to find the velocity function first. You have to find the velocity function first. That is vt equal to integrate 4e to the power negative t over 20 dt. So this is 4e to the power negative t over 20, then divide by 1, negative 1 over 20, correct? Plus c. So this is negative 80 e to the power negative t over 20 plus c. So you read the first part, the question says, the object has initial velocity of 20. So that means t equal to 0, v0 is 20. So you put into here 20 equal to negative 80 e to the power 0. You have to be very careful. E to the power 0 is 1. So therefore the c for this case is 100. So your velocity function will be vt equal to negative 80 e to the power negative t over 20 plus 100 meter per second. Are you clear? They say show that as t increases, so as t approaches infinity, e to the power negative t over 20 approaches 0, correct? Because negative infinity, so therefore vt, which is negative 80 e to the power negative t over 20 plus 100 will approach 100 because this one is 0 already. Am I right? So, and it's a minus. So this is your from what? From below. This is your upper limit. That means your VT graph will go like that. 100 is here. Are you okay? You can use your graphic calculator and sketch the graph. Okay, find the total distance traveled in the first 10 seconds of the motion. This one can be done by doing integration. All right. So now for part B, you just integrate 0 to 10, your VT, you key into your calculator DT. Then you get the answer. You key in this formula. Yeah. Okay.
Teacher.
So you must write this. You must write this in this formula so that you can know that this is your B. You write in this form. If you are not able to see what is the value of the B, What is the value of the coefficient of the variable? Can or not?
Can.
Everyone okay? Okay, huh? So I